I'm going to today address warfare. Whether you want to call it spiritual warfare or inner warfare. Warfare is warfare. It is an attack between two things. There is an opposer, right? And there's the aggressor. And it can go both ways. You know, it's the firing between two objects, warfare, whether invisible or visible. Whether you're doing this internally or you've manifested it's warfare externally outside of yourself. The more concentration of the belief system, the more you dive into inner warfare, it will appear externally as well, as within, as without. A universal law. Can it be psychological or can it be supernatural? What is spiritual warfare? What is warfare within yourself? Is it psychological? Is it just within yourself? Is it your own pieces of yourself warring against itself? Your own perceptions warring against other perceptions you have? You know? A part of you that wants to wake up and a part of you that wants to, stay firm in your belief system, maybe between your ego and your sovereign self. Your ego wants to stay in control, but your more powerful, authentic self wants to surface now. There's always a warfare in this. It's almost like sometimes there's an essence in us that their time has come to a completion, their time is done. And that isn't taken too lightly by especially the ego. It's like, no way, I want to live on, right? But when there's another piece within you that starts to match that power and that strength, the warfare becomes, very, very intentional. So when you have an internal warfare and you start to see signs of it externally outside yourself, by being attacked, by mirroring, you're not sure if they're mirroring images of yourself, projections of yourself, or, usually we don't have a person in our way that isn't a mirror. They're all narcissists and sociopaths, or Mr. Smiths, if you want to call them. They're all of that, and they're coming to aggravate you, upset you, injure you, lie to you, steer you down the wrong path. Those masks that, are honest, but behind that mask is full of deceit. The more you advance and conquer the warfare within yourself, the more readily available your insights of the masks that are in front of you. And you will start to understand what's behind those masks. What energy, what essence, what familiar spirit, what monitoring spirit. It's both, to me, psychological and supernatural. With my experience, understanding what it's like to have an external battle because of your inner battle, maybe not facing it enough inside yourself, not warring enough inside yourself, ignoring it, it becomes outside yourself, or maybe prompting it too much. I'm not quite sure about that. But I do know, and I do understand whatever explanation anybody wants to sort of throw on it. To me, that's just mind words. That's mind games. When you really, really experience something supernatural, it's really, really hard to, you can't, if you haven't experienced before, you really should not speak about it, because it is definitely a state where, the supernatural is definitely at play, right? And how we do it scientifically, I'm not quite sure. But, like the mystics are always putting the light on for the scientists. Like, look at this, look at this, look at this. We find it first, right? And we're playing in a universe full of paradigms, full of polarities, full of, the mysteries and the black holes that, are unexplainable. And people do both psychologically and supernaturally experience this. I would not argue with that. Generational traumas, generational curses, are the platform for spiritual warfare and inner warfare. Think of that like you're doing something that upsets something that's been standing for a long time. It's like, say your generation, you're just a long hose, right, of linergy, right? And there's kinks in that hose. And by the time it gets to you and you're spraying the water out, there's hardly any water coming out. You're not free flowing because there's a lot of knots in different lines in your life. So you start unkinking them. With every one you unkink comes a little bit of a war, and the closer you get to the root of that, boy, the battle begins. Right? So the closer you are to unhinging something, to letting something go that's being held for a very long time. Any essence that, has been alive in its own essence for a long time, wants to remain there. It doesn't want to disappear. Right? We've talked about that. So it's gonna get hot and it's gonna get heavy, the warfare within you and without of you. What you can do is understand this and keep a lifeline on you. Keep yourself grounded. Know the reality that you are in and what you are trying to do. Don't lose the understanding that you are untying knots here, right? And you want to free flow for yourself and for the generations that follow you. It's a place when you're battling this, you experience situations, and not too many people can relate to them if they're not doing this. With every situation in your life, there comes various and different power struggles, right? With it. And until you're there, you have no idea what the power struggle will be. But if it's a really tough one, you'll get through it. Don't log into the thought of it. Don't log into your mind. A lot of ghosts are in there and a lot of nasty things are in there. You have to step into your heart and know what you're doing. Know that you are doing the right thing for yourself and what you're called to do, whether you're a chosen one. And you probably are. You probably are. And there will be people in your family that want to keep the battle going, want to keep the illusion going, because they don't want to lose their position in life as being the king or the queen. Illusional, because it's not the truth. May the real king or queen rise, right? And you are. You're one. Okay? Spiritual warfare, inner warfare, psychological or supernatural. To me, it's both. Namaste. I'll see you on the path.